Hey, welcome back to another episode of Mountain Bike Q&A. I'm your host, Johnny U. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for watching uh, after it's live. Thank you for listening to on the Spotify's, the iTunes, stuff like that. I really appreciate you guys. I really do. And I want to say that because I always say that, but I just celebrated and I forgot to celebrate. I forgot to celebrate my 3-year anniversary was just this Monday. And wow, what a journey. I may not have like huge numbers and whatnot, but I've gotten so much out of this, and it's because of you guys, and I really appreciate you. I really do. I didn't know I was going to be making really good connections and friendships from this, and I've made a lot of close friends, and that's better than any of the numbers or monetizing. So thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this for 3 years. I'm surprised you have let me do it. Um, Also, I want to thank you all for watching my Instagram. I've got one reel that I shot like a month ago, maybe, or 3 weeks ago, and it's still in the algorithm. I got like 58,000. I feel like I'm viral. Maybe I'm like a normal mountain biker or Colorado kid now. I don't know, but enough of me. Also, if you're new, like and subscribe. But enough of me. Um, let's bring on the guy. I've loved this guy's content. I just love watching it. It's visually stunning. The sound, it's so incredible. Cooper, A.k.a Mountain Bike Co-op. Let's bring him on, folks. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Johnny, it's good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Better seeing you, man. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah,
Let's
no
let's
problem.
start out, man. Uh, Real quick, well, on the subject of, I just saw. I was looking at your Instagram. Big numbers to you is it's nothing, right? It's
Honestly, I'm still getting used to that. I've only been posting on Instagram for like a year, and
wow.
that went a lot quicker than YouTube. So, to all of you listening, don't be afraid to start. Just start, and you never know; it can just take off.
Yeah, that's the best. I've never had one blow up that big, and
Oh,
it was
it's
like it's. Do you remember your first one that popped like that?
yeah, like 50,000 views right away. I was like, holy cow! And then you get like all the comments or the notifications. It just keeps going and going and going. I'm sure your notifications are blowing up all the time too, where it's like,
Yeah,
I can't control this or manage this.
yeah. I turn
Yeah.
on so my phone doesn't bang or
Yep.
anything like that. I can't
Yep.
because it's just way too much for me. My God, I need to shave and get a haircut. Holy cow! We miss you at a blue company in New
Oh,
Jersey.
I know who this is.
Who
Okay.
is
Okay.
this? Is it
My
JJ?
good pal. Yeah, good pal JJ.
JJ, thanks for hopping on. We've got so many podcasts tonight. I'm just happy to have you on. If you could hit that subscribe button and like, that would be perfect. Um, so back to you. This is about you. Where do you hail from? Where are you at?
I if you may pick up on it in my voice, but have a little Midwest in me, originally from Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
Yep, yep. So
That's
I
over there.
grew up there, went to school there, and then afterwards, that's when I moved out west for a little outdoor sports and backpacking, seeing the mountains. They don't have mountains in Wisconsin, so
Yeah. So
despite
you've
what
been,
JT the Dutchman might tell you.
yeah. Oh, he loves it. There's a lot of drinking there. He'll tell you. Um, so you're in Washington.
Yep.
Whereabouts?
So I've been out here over 6 years now, which is pretty
Hmm.
crazy to think. We started in Seattle for a couple of years, went to Bellevue, and now we're in Issaquah, which is just the best little town. And it's like 10 minutes from like the best riding in the area too. So landed in a pretty cool spot.
Is that why you went out there to ride, or was it something you and your other half or wanted to do, or
Yeah, funny enough, I had some family members get married out here when I was like 10, and I kind of made it like my mission of like, why don't we live out there? It's so awesome.
wow?
So I was like, I tried to go to school out here, it was too expensive. So after school, I was like, all right, let's do it. So That's what brought me is just the state. It's just so pretty. There's so much to do. You got the coast, you got the mountains, you got the desert. It's pretty awesome place.
I got to get out there, man. I just hear the Pacific Northwest is just so
Yeah.
beautiful. I just had a friend that moved to is it Bellingham.
Yep.
Yeah, I just had a friend who was just like, you know what? I've been saving my whole life. I don't want to work anymore. And he goes, I'm going to go out to Bellingham. I got my family lives out there. They all moved out there. And he was just like, I'm just going to content create.
Nice.
He's
Hey,
got,
it's a good spot for it.
oh, the videos he's showing is just, it's just the waterfalls and the hiking trails that he does.
Yeah, the Pacific Northwest, it's a special place. I will say the rain and the gray, it's a real thing. I'll say it's a little easier than Midwest winters though. So, and I'm not gonna lie, my favorite riding season here is February to like May. That's prime time riding out here.
Really?
Yep.
Aren't you freezing?
You you normally get like two days a week where it's maybe like 50 and sunny. And the
Ooh,
trails drain really well here. So it's just you can go ride during the winter and it's fantastic. It allows me to get out.
oh my God. Well, that's same for me. Winter.
Yep.
Boom. I'm
It's the
riding.
time to ride.
I told you earlier, I haven't ridden in like on a trail in like a month just because it's deadly here, man. I can't
Yeah,
forget
I
that.
mean,
Shun me if you will.
hey, we gotta find time for it, but it's tough sometimes,
Mhm.
especially in the heat. I just can't do it sometimes either.
What now you see you moved out 6 years ago. What do you do out there for a living, if you don't mind?
Yeah, day job. I'm in the software, space. I won't lie, the job came second after we moved out here, so
Ah,
it's kind of a move out here and then find the job. So far, so good. It's been working well for me.
so you work from home or
Yep, yep. For the most part, my company's headquartered in Seattle, so I go in once in a while, but majority of the time I'm home. So it's pretty nice.
yeah, that's pretty. It's COVID really changed the landscape of how everyone. I don't know if I could work from home. You got to be really regimented, I guess.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm trying to get better at like setting boundaries too, of like in the morning and evening of when to stop because I find I'm on my computer or gadgets and I check my email when maybe I shouldn't be. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at that, but it's a tough thing to do for sure.
Now, do you get to now when you work from home, can you just go for a bike ride for like lunch or something, or do you have to
Yeah,
work a full 8 or
no, my company's pretty good about it where if I don't have anything scheduled and I'm getting my work done, I can leave for a ride at like 3 o'clock, 2:30, get the ride done, and then come back and finish up any work that I have to do. So it's nice. And the flexibility is what's great. I will say it's hard to find riding partners though,
yeah,
who can
especially at that
flex.
hour.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's nice. I get to come home and then have dinner with my girlfriend and it's a good little balance.
That's amazing. And you software guy, girlfriend. Are there
Yep.
any pets? Just to ask. Are there any pets there that we can?
No, no, not yet. We travel a little bit too much.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's just got a remote gig recently, so we're kind of like, let's do as much as we can. Let's burn the candle at both ends. We're dog people through and through though, so one of these days
yeah. It'll
it'll
make you.
happen.
It'll
But
make you. And when traveling, I get it. I get it. Like you travel as much as you do, or I don't know how much you do, but you said you've been going for 2 weeks. That's hard to throw a dog on somebody. Like, hey, can you
yeah,
be with your dog for 2 weeks?
yeah. So we'll get there. We'll get there. But hey, I like having the time to go mountain bike whenever, wherever.
Yeah.
That's a good
So
perk.
getting to mountain biking, did you mountain bike in Wisconsin or did it start out in Washington?
So, that's a great question. I actually grew up around my dad who got into mountain biking in like the late 80s in college. So he was like fell in love with it very early. And it's been around my entire life, more like cross country though. But I remember growing up, he used to race the Wisconsin Off-Road Series Wars. We used to go to those races and whatnot, and he was pretty competitive. And I dabbled in it. He always tried to get me to ride all the time, but it just wasn't, my hobby or passion at the time.
Mhm.
I was a runner. I ran in college, and really that was my primary focus. But it burnt me out, so I was
Right.
like, okay, I need to find a new hobby. Let's try mountain biking again. And it just out here is really what sparked the love. Is I moved out here, bought a bike instantly, and the rest is kind of history.
What was that bike?
Ooh, it was a YT Jeffsy 27.5 front and
Nice.
rear. Yeah, I got it used. I was actually kind of naive. The guy told me it was a 2017. It was actually 2016. Kind of got
Oh,
scammed a little bit, but hey, it worked. I rode it for like 2.5, 3 years, and it was fun.
that's awesome. I've
Yeah,
got an Izzo, and I
those are
love
cool
it.
bikes. I don't
I
know if you
love
know Kev does.
kept
He's a YouTuber, Instagram. He's doing it full time now. You should totally check him out. I just went for a ride with him, and he brought his Izzo out. He's a big dude, and I think he rides an XXL Izzo.
oh, I'm not that big, no.
It
I
is
ride a large. I like my
it is a
bike
big
small.
bike. It is a big bike.
XXL, I didn't even know they made those.
Yeah, he's like
Just
6'5" and just
oh, wow.
lanky guy. So
What are you riding on now?
so I recently switched over to a Rocky Mountain Altitude.
Okay. Yes, you've
The
got
the
is
previous
it the
gen.
yellow and gray one?
Yep, yep.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I like
Yeah,
that
I
bike.
was a little nervous, of the colors because I never saw it in person. I just ordered it online and showed up, and I'm actually really, really digging it now.
Nice.
But that's
What kind
pretty
of
new,
travel
right?
you got on it for that those, Washington parks or trails?
It's 170 up front, 160 in the rear.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, but hey, I will say I'm a big pedaler. I like to pedal a lot, um, and it's been great. I have nothing but good things to say about it. And then my previous bike too. I had the Alchemy Arctos, so a really small
Mm,
brand.
what?
Yeah,
The
Alchemy.
who and the Alchemy?
Yep.
Wow, there you got me on that one. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, they're a really small brand out of Colorado. They make some beautiful bikes, and I really enjoyed that bike and had that for about 2 years. So
Have to get that Alchemy. Interesting. Hey, we got Trail Pimp Medi in the house, folks. Say hello to Coop. My
what's
sister
happening?
made it. She's saying, hey, 170, 160 is a great trail bike. I've got 130, 130. That is perfectly fine for the trails down here. I didn't want to overbike. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
can do, I see guys down here, and mind you, they're probably way better than me. I'm okay at best. I've never progressed in the this is I'm gonna vent for a second. This is my problem with me in sports. I've never gotten really good at any sport. I don't
Hey,
know about you. You're a runner. You're going down steep trails. You're fine. I just had to get that out there. That was like for me.
hey, I don't think being good is what makes it fun though, right?
Yeah. Oh, just doing it. Just doing it's
Yep,
fun. My wife is
exactly.
you tune in just in time for the technical stuff. Just smile and nod and act like you belong. That's my beautiful bride, MTB TNA. Do it until you get canceled, honey. Um, so you got your bike. Were you full in? Like once you got it, you were like, "This is it. I'm a biker now. I'm a mountain
Oh,
biker."
oh yeah. At the time, it was such a great way to make friends too, moving out here.
Yeah,
So some of my best friends now, you just link up with people at the trailhead, right? And say, "Hey, can I do a lap with you?" And it was just great. The community, the fitness, the rush from the downhill tracks out here. It was full force as soon as I got into it.
what's the pedaling up the hill like? You haven't gone e-bike yet?
I just tried my first one at the Evergreen Mountain Bike Fest, and it was a blast.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
you got to
I'm
pedal.
all about it.
But you got to pedal all the way up.
Yeah, out here the riding, at least where I'm at. So Seattle Metro. There's the I-90 corridor that goes like all the way to Minnesota, east west. That's kind of the riding for the Seattle Metro. And you got Tiger Mountain, you got Raging River, Tokel, and then
Mhm.
there's Duthie Hill, which is more of a just skills bike park. But all the other ones, it's like you pedal up to go down, and that's just kind of the riding style out here. And
Yeah. Guess you got to
so
have.
it's like 1,500 feet, maybe a lap, 1,000 to 1,500 feet. Uh-oh. Is that me or Johnny? You freezing? Uh-oh. Yeah, is that me, Trail Pimp, or Johnny? Oh no. Well, hey, it's just me, everybody. How we doing? I just got to say, what Johnny's doing, I think, is one of the coolest things that anybody's doing in the YouTube community. Just the fact that he's getting everybody together, no matter like their discipline, big creators, small creators. I just think what he is doing and the questions and the community that he's building, pretty sweet. E-bike. It was actually my friend's Heckler, full power Santa Cruz, um, and it was so cool. I did a lap on a demo Druid at the Evergreen Mountain Bike Fest, and Forbidden Druid is absolutely such a fantastic bike, and hits well above the travel. So that was sweet. I did a huge lap on that, and then had the opportunity to do the e-bike, and it's just like, oh, cool! I can go do more riding. So it opened my eyes quite a bit to how much riding you could get in with an e-bike, and I'm a huge proponent of it because you can still get a massive workout too if that's what you're going for. Oh, and we got JT in the chat too. How's it going? You got enough time for this with the creator camp going on? I would assume you're busy as heck with everybody arriving here. Yeah, I'm curious to know too, like with e-bikes, like I'm a total advocate and I would love to get one at some point. I think for people that don't have as much time to get out and ride. Like one of my buddies, he just got promoted. He's working a ton, and it's really hard for him to actually sneak out for a ride. And the rides he gets in are just like an hour where he's fighting daylight, but he still has a blast, and makes the most of it. So I'm all about e-bikes. If you're out there for the fun, a bike's a bike. All about it. Oh, so Trail Pimp. I actually just did my first ever lift service day at Whistler a few weeks back. Haven't released any videos of it yet, but we spent 2 weeks in British Columbia in July and went up to Vancouver Island, Cumberland, and rode there, and throughout the island. And then we went over back to the mainland, rode Squamish, and rode Whistler, and some trails outside of Whistler as well. So that was my first time on a lift, and I got to say the Whistler Bike Park was really cool. Um, Definitely exceeded my expectations. I will say I am scared of like the jump trails at Whistler. I'm kind of like a two two wheels on the ground kind of guy. I like steep and technical, but yeah, the jumps or where you're going 30 miles an hour and you have to hit a gap. I'm getting risk adverse as my youth is in my rear view mirror. But yeah, Whistler was a really cool time. I definitely stuck more towards the tech trails, like Original Sin. There was a couple rock rolls in there, or BC's trail. Those were such great trails and just some standouts at the bike park. But yeah, I think for me, I want to do some more lift service because I really think it builds your confidence as a rider. So I live like 40 miles from or 40 minutes from Snoqualmie Bike Park, which just opened a couple years ago, and I got to get up there at some point. They have like $30 lift ticket days on Thursday nights. So if I wasn't talking to Johnny Yu, I'd be there. But welcome back.
Did you hold this whole thing going on?
I tried, I had JT and Trail Pimp. They were facilitating. It was
My
great.
electricity went out. I couldn't even find my phone to text you. Just the whole house went black. And then I had to wait and then like 2 minutes later it came back on. Let's cross our fingers. Hey, the Dusty Dutchman's here. I hope you got to talking to him.
Oh yeah, he found time for us despite Creator Camp going on.
Oh God, I don't know how he's doing that right now. Wow, thank you for keep going. I appreciate that. That's never happened. You it sounded like you were doing good. If you just want to keep rolling, let's roll. Where did we leave off? We left off with riding and going uphill and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, okay. I would say out here, if you're ever coming to like Washington or Seattle area, definitely rent an e-bike or just get ready to pedal quite a bit.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I'll get the e-bike. I get the e-bike. I gotta reload a bunch of stuff. I apologize, folks. Thanks, Coop, for keeping it going.
Anytime.
Okay, so you're riding and watching. When did the MTB co-op, and how did you come up with that name? Because somebody Trail Pimp asked you if you were affiliated with REI.
No, they're probably going to come after me at some point, though, right? But I like everybody, right? You're starting a YouTube channel, and you're like, okay, what's going to be a cool name? My name's Cooper, so that's where the co-op came from, and it is co-op. But on Instagram, it's Coop because I didn't want to do too many hyphens.
Yeah,
well, I confuse a lot of people, but yeah, that was a long time coming, right? It's tough to think about your name, like it really is.
It popped in my head. It was the dumbest idea,
and you got some sweet graphics too.
It's what's that?
You have some like your logo and graphics are awesome too.
Thank you, Adam Mock, for creating that, because the first one was just. And you're right when you're talking about just do it, just start, do it, whatever the best time is now. I had this idea in my head, and I kept mulling it over and figuring out what I wanted to do, and I had a list of people. And then it was like somebody created a thing. A girl I work with, her brother did graphics, and he sent me one. I go, that's it. I'm good. At first the first incarnation of it was he had like a road bike on it. And I said, no.
That's not my style.
It's fine if you like it, but mountain bike Q&A just popped in my head. I'm like asking people questions, talking to them about mountain biking. Boom.
So, hey, I gotta ask you, like, how'd you get the start? Were you just like watching mountain bikers on YouTube and you're like, I want to get to know these people and create the community?
Okay, this is my podcast. I always say that. Yes, I'm like you. You found yourself watching a lot of riders, right? Yep. Well, down here, we couldn't ride during COVID because all our parks are owned by the city or the county. So they
Mm-hmm.
had closed off all the mountain biking. So I was just riding on the street all the time and I was like missing it. So I started watching YouTube and I'm like, oh, there's YouTube, mountain bike YouTubing. And I type in Virginia Key where I ride down here, and I type in, and the next thing you know, you go down the rabbit hole and you end up watching MTV Coop or back is the your Seth who's from down here and
Mm.
those guys. And I was like, I want to interview these guys. And
And
that's
you
how
have a history in TV, right?
yeah, I was on TV for like 20 years. I just stopped during COVID. But
Okay.
I've always been behind the camera, but
Yeah.
in front of the camera was like a part-time gig.
Hey, you look better in front of the camera.
Stop it. Wasn't fishing. So when you started this, did you think like, okay, this is just going to be like something I'm going to throw my videos on just so I can watch them later, or learn progression, watch your progression, or
Yeah, I would say the main thing for me was just like a personal project to just try things out. Um, you had all the like the North Shore riders,
Mhm.
right? Like Van Can, Dale Stone, Dangerous Dave,
Just yeah,
Remy, like all those people. They were getting a lot of traction on their channels, um, and there really isn't a lot of like Washington creators, surprisingly, despite
really,
like
yeah. I'm
all,
thinking,
all of the writing here. And so I was like, okay, there could be a little avenue for me to start, making some videos for fun. And really, my whole goal is just to start showcasing some trails in the area and encouraging people to get out and ride because Washington is just a gem of a state for mountain biking. And I think a lot of people just take it for granted or don't even know it exists. So
yeah,
really that was my whole goal is to just get people out on bikes, get them away from the screens, right? Of saying, "Oh, wow, this is cool." What
yeah.
let's encourage them to go out and do it and just again build the mountain bike community because I think the best people in this world are mountain bikers. Uh,
Wife loves
maybe
them.
biased.
Yeah, but you know what? They really are great people. Like
Yeah.
there's something so pure and genuine about like the Dutchman, Trail Pimp. Well, that's who we got right now. I'm looking. That's the funny thing is everybody's so nice. Nobody's like got an ego. Do you
Yeah.
find that there's egos out there in Washington when it comes to riding?
I would say
On the spot.
yes. Yeah. I think there is some like elitism in some parts, in some gatekeeping. I
Mhm.
get it from like a unsanctioned trail standpoint. Like people don't want people blowing their trails up, but Evergreen Mountain Bike Alliance, I go dig with them a lot, and what they're doing is just trying to get more people on bikes, and that's like what I'm all about. But yeah, there are some. I think, especially mountain bike culture, like you have the people that are really good, and they all hang together,
Yeah.
and it's a little clicky in some ways out here.
I guess there's clicks everywhere, but I mean, just in
Yeah,
general, the people are mountain bikers are just they're cheering you on, man. They're having
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I mean,
I will say, like, I do get intimidated too with like having the camera. A lot of times, I think some people are like, "Oh, what are you doing? Like, who wants to watch your videos?" Um, so I'm trying to get like better at like, who cares? Like, don't let it bother you.
yeah.
I'm still learning that.
It's hard though, man. When you got that camera going and there's like
Yeah.
people riding around you and you're sitting there talking and doing your thing. And
Yep.
it's funny because I used to do, television. I do live shots and stuff in front of, tons of people around me. But then when I get the camera out, I'm like, okay, it's clear. It's clear. I can do something
Yeah.
goofy. Because
Oh man,
what's that guy doing with the camera?
it's a good skill to learn though. I think if you can talk to a camera and feel confident and comfortable yourself, that's a great skill for you as a developmental skill. But I've come to try and get better at it, so we're getting there.
You don't need to get better. But do you remember when you first did that were you self-conscious about it? Because I know people, a lot of, I've done this professionally, but for just regular
Yeah.
coopers that, do the tech stuff or programming or whatever, and all of a sudden you got a camera in front of you. Did you feel comfortable, or do you remember those moments of like, is that my personality? Do I really sound like that on TV or on the camera?
Yeah. You almost feel robotic in a way, right? When you first start um, or like you mess up all the time, you get flustered, like,
Oh,
oh gosh, oh, I got to do it again. But the videos you're watching are not first takes, right? People are practicing. They do many takes, but yeah, I was nervous. I still get that today, and a lot of my videos are just like POV, right? I
yeah.
try to get in front of the camera a little bit. That's something I want to start to build a bit more, is like the storytelling aspect and like getting me in front of the camera more. But yeah, it's a scary thing.
You got to do it, man. Because it's the reason why I have you on right now. It's not just because I don't have anyone else to get on. Is I'm really like, I spent one day just drowning myself in your content, because you see it. I said it in my tease today. You seem like a genuinely nice guy, and when you come off on camera, you seem like somebody I just want to hang with. Like afterwards, let's go grab a sandwich. One of those IPAs. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. I don't live there, but maybe one day this can happen.
Uh, Hey, Creator Camp, JT, I'm in on that next year.
JT,
You, you too, Johnny. We'll have a spotted cow,
if
Wisconsin's finest beer.
okay, JT, you just been called out. We need a spotted cow, and JT, if you are listening, put us down for next year. I swear, I think a lot of my vacationing next year might be mountain biking. I've got
Hey,
things to do.
not the worst thing in the world.
Guys, Ozeki, I'll see you next year at Sky Park, buddy. Same here, MTB Tank. What's going on?
Yeah,
What's
we got the
going on? Thank you.
California crew.
SoCal, baby. Johnny exited the womb camera already. Thank you, dear. It's just this phase. Everything else is shot to hell. So back to, you said you've watched this stuff before. You know my train derails. Let's go back to your dad riding,
Yeah.
and you now being a rider. Do you get moments to ride with him?
Yeah, I would say that's one of the coolest things is we get to share that experience still together. And he still rides very, very hard. Like he just did a trip. I couldn't make it, unfortunately, but he just did a trip on the Colorado Trail from Silverton to Durango. Um, and we want to start doing some of these bigger trips together. I we I have a video from way back. We did a hut to hut trip in Fruta, Colorado, and it's probably what we connect the most on, which is really cool to have that shared activity. And I don't know, it's a really cool thing to have with your dad. Of all activities, it's like, hey, we're both mountain bikers, and he's been doing it longer than I've been alive, so he's got a
Wow,
thing or two to teach me.
that is amazing. And can he keep up? Can he keep up with you?
Yeah, I took him out here. So right when we moved out here, it may have gotten us in over our head a little bit. We went and did the full lollipop at Raging River, which is like 4,200 feet of elevation.
Wow,
And yeah, he hung right along. So
that's amazing. But your
he,
dad's
he
probably like,
did just.
you're so young.
Hey, I'm knocking on 30, man.
Oh,
I
so
start
your
to
dad's
hurt
probably
now.
my age.
Yeah, he's 57.
Okay, I'll be 53 in a couple months. Um, yeah, that's incredible to be able to share that with somebody, your
Yep.
father. I mean, those are moments you just hold on to.
Yeah, it's one of the coolest things that we have together. And I got to show something if that's okay.
Show away, man.
Vi-
This is your time.
Video. Okay.
Silverton is a lawless ski resort in Colorado, Trail Pimp says. Medi.
Okay.
You
I
like
got to show you this video after. YouTube ad plays, or at least a screenshot of it. It's just a picture of my dad, and JT will know this. There's a race in
Oh,
uh, Hayward,
JT left us.
Wisconsin
Where's
called
this at?
Hayward, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
It's called the Fat Tire, and it used to be the largest mass start mountain bike race in the U.S. and probably is pretty close to it. But it's more like rail trail, fire roads, so it's not like single track. There's a couple bits and pieces of single track, but uh, I got to show you because it's cool. It's like nostalgia here.
Well, show it.
We're gonna show you this here. So
Oh,
this is my
look at
dad, and this was a video I was making around a hip pack. And we always used to give him crap for wearing fanny packs back in the
yeah.
day, right?
Look who's wearing it
So,
now.
yeah, I pulled out the archives here, and it's just pretty rad.
Oh,
Like all of
my
these
gosh,
like
Chance.
that's his old Pro Flex, his first like full suspension mountain bike.
Maddie, do you know what the Pro Flex is? I'm sure you do. Look at that. That is amazing.
I just had to show that. But
Your dad's
so
he's still big.
cooler
He's
than I am.
still in shape.
Yeah, he rides pretty hard. So he did blow out his shoulder last year riding. He like buried his front tire. He's turning into like a sand pit, and
Ooh.
actually just the jar tore his rotator cuff.
Holy cow.
He didn't wipe out or anything, but yeah, he's good to go now. But
yeah, that's what happens when you get old, buddy. You get there, just sneezing, I can pull my back out.
Funny story. I just did that like 4 weeks ago. I dropped like an allergy pill on the ground, went to go pick it up, and sneezed while I was picking it up, through the blackout. So
I did too, but it wasn't a sneeze. I just bent down to pick up my light bag for work, and I went, oh, and I couldn't stand up straight.
Johnny, I'm sorry I flashed the photo, man.
Coop's dad's hot. Someone had to say it. He's been looking to get rid of me. I know it. I don't know. Oh, Maddie does not know the Pro Flex bike. I think it was early 90s, very unique suspension platform. Does he still have that bike?
No, that's one thing he wishes he would have kept. And then also he had some like helmet that he always wanted to keep, but he doesn't. But he's got a sweet bike room now. They just built a new house. So next time I'm home, I'll do a little Instagram story of it, because it's pretty cool.
There's the you in front of the camera more. You know,
hard,
let's get that going. Let's move and shake that, buddy.
Yeah, like you watch people that are so comfortable in front of it. Yeah, it makes me want to branch out a little bit. I like my POV stuff, but you gotta branch out a bit.
POV is so good, and we'll get to that. When you started out the YouTube, did you have an idea of how you wanted to be a it was a long day, dude.
Hey, I don't blame you.
When you first started the YouTube thing, did you have an idea of what direction you wanted to take it? Or were you like, I just want to put it on and show people these trails? Or did you want to do reviews or,
Yeah, it started off as more like, let's showcase local trails around here, a little bit of reviews. I kind of got out of the reviews now recently, but gonna get back in with some camera stuff. I just got a little care package from Insta360, which is crazy to think, but I like doing the camera stuff. Like I've always been kind of a tech nerd too, like watching like MKBHD and all the like phone reviews and whatnot. That's kind of what got me into YouTube way back. So that aspect I really like, but like I don't know what the heck I'm talking about like suspension or kinematics or all the buzzwords. I'll leave that for other channels.
Yeah. No, and you got a freebie from.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that you were going to get to that point when you first started this channel?
No, like last year I got monetized. And that was like a big push, right? It was like, oh, I had the 1,000 subscribers. It was just the watch time, right? That was just hard. So I hit it hard for about a year to try to get that. And finally I did. Been monetized for about a year now. Back in July is when I got monetized of 2023.
Wow.
It was just like, whoa, I can make money on this to fund my expensive hobby. Um, and that was kind of like the whole dream, right? Is like if I can make money on this and just reinvest it into bikes or camera gear, uh, that's all I want from it.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else. So I just want it to be self-supporting. But yeah, it's definitely become weird. Kind of in a spot now where I can pick and choose more so of like when people reach out to me, which is still crazy. Of like, hey, do you want to review products? I can like pick and choose now. Of like, no, I just want to do things and get things that I truly am interested in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wild. Like I just got an Insta360 X4 and an Ace
Wow.
Pro. Granted, I'm a GoPro guy through and through, so
Yeah.
we'll see. But yeah, it's kind of weird when you start to like get that traction and start to work with some like little local brands too.
I think it's interesting that you said you just got monetized last year and now you're up to, so you got your 1,000 last year to be monetized in watch hours.
Yep.
And now you're up to what, 12,000 subs?
Yeah, yeah.
Like with that year, you've gained like over 11,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
God bless you.
I will say the first 2 years it was like slow burn, right? 800 is like where I ended after like 3 years of it. I remember when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I have a screenshot of it. Remember when I got monetized, when I hit 5,000. Yeah, but YouTube's tough. Like it's a lot harder. And I will say, the shorts. Yeah, we got Mark Hill in the
Mark Hill,
house.
ladies and gentlemen, he's got a podcast tonight.
Woo-hoo.
What are you doing, brother? Get ready.
Oh, he's a pro.
Oh, he is what I model myself. He is my superhero podcaster. One day I want to grow up and be like Mark. So that's interesting that you got to the point where you're like it's doing its thing. You're funny. It's funny that you said YouTube is a grind. It's so like when I first thought about this idea, I'm like, I got lightning in a bottle. I've got an idea,
And you do.
and it's gonna take off. Wanted to watch this one too. Thank you, brother. We'll start watching yours after this one. But
And
really,
yeah,
when you start doing it, you're like this is not easy, man.
no, not it.
I'm
And I
still
will
not.
say, like, the long form videos are what make you money, right? So that's like still a priority for me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be known as like solely a shorts guy or um, just for reels. I want that's where I want to get more creative around the storytelling too. But that's where the actual money is too. And I'm like, if people are interested, I can flash my revenue for the last year just to
Oh wow.
showcase like what do you actually make as a
Yeah.
a YouTuber once you're
Do it.
monetized.
My problem is I don't create enough for the viewing hours. And I wish that 58,000 on Instagram was on YouTube. I only got
Oh,
14,000 on YouTube. But
yeah.
if I created more, I think I can get there. I'm tired, Coop. Is that okay to
No.
call you Coop? I didn't ask you that, by the way. Did
Yeah.
people call you
Yeah,
Coop or
it
Cooper?
is. It is.
Okay. Where's your
So yeah,
screen?
let's do this.
Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll do a
We're going
little
to get a
deep
little
dive.
education here from Cooper.
So last year, I've almost had 5 million views, which is absolutely crazy to think. And a lot of it is shorts again. So I probably published 20, 25 videos in the last year that aren't shorts.
Yeah.
But if we go over, I think, to revenue here, you can see kind of the spike in consistency of posting. Or some days I made
Yeah.
like $17 a day, which is pretty cool. But yeah, $1,700 over the last year, which is pretty sweet.
It's pretty nice when it's just kind of like this side revenue. You've got a
Yeah,
job.
yeah. So it's nice. It just goes right into my fun bike money. But you'll see here, like my top videos are just all long form for the most part. Oh, look at that graph.
Wow,
Holy
this is
cow.
so many. I don't even know where you're at on YouTube to find all this stuff.
But
That's how much
yeah,
how good of a YouTuber I am. I don't even well, see, I'm not monetized. That's why I can't look at that. I would
yeah,
just
it's
the super chats.
the super chats. I don't
I
have
would
those
love
turned on yet,
I
but
would
you
love my
should do
wife
it with.
to give me $20 for getting out of her hair to do this. Look at that.
Yeah, so it's
12,172 subscribers. Hopefully, if you guys aren't subscribed to them, go and subscribe to them.
we're getting
If
there.
you're in the chat or if you're watching later, like a lot of you guys do, that they happen later.
Yeah, but
Um,
I figured, demystify it, right? It's not like some big money maker, but it is fun, right? It allows you to spend the money on your hobby, which I'm all about.
and now you got people sending you cameras.
It's crazy.
I can't wait to see those videos with that camera. Um, now you said you do the long format. Do you?
Mhm.
And I wanted to ask this to another YouTuber because I've got so many ideas. I actually write them down. Do you have ideas for shorts and reels and you keep them down? I just haven't shot like 10 of them. I never know what I'm
Yeah,
doing. It's too hot. But do you have a marker board or something?
yeah, I have a little like Notion board with like video ideas for both long form and short form. And I will say I have not sat down and really just brainstormed in a while, but if you just spend some time, with being focused on it, you can pump out a ton of ideas. Like I'm sure that's what Colorado Kid does, right? It sits down and like boom, 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 boom. It just
Yeah.
rattles off like 10, 15 videos, ideas. And then you just got to make the time to film it. That's definitely the way to do it if you're trying to come up with like a process. But I haven't done that in a while. I'm gonna start because I have a lot of BC footage that's gonna be coming out soon, and I want
Nice.
to be able to like tell a story of the big road trip and where we're riding.
Let's talk about that. Now, you just took a 2 weeks trip to British
Yep,
Columbia.
yep.
Tell me about that. How was it up there?
Well, I had to bring the Rocky Mountain back home to the motherland. She wanted to be back in Canada, so figured why not. Um, but no, we've been in Washington for over 6 years,
Mhm.
and I have yet to ride in British Columbia. Largely because I'm a weekday rider through and through.
Yeah.
Weekends we go backpacking. We fill our time with other activities out here in the mountains.
Mhm.
So weekdays are where I'm riding most, but had the opportunity to go for a couple weeks. We lived out of the car the first week on Vancouver Island, did a little camping.
Oh, well, I've seen
Um,
video of that. Skills with Phil, I think, went out there.
yep, yep, yeah.
Okay.
So Vancouver Island, we drove up to Vancouver and then we took the ferry over and actually went all the way up to Cumberland, BC, which, I've heard it's like, oh, this is a cool place to ride. It's where like Forbidden Bikes is from.
Oh,
So I wanted to get there because it's this little mountain bike hub and it was such a cool little town where you can just tell mountain biking's just in its DNA. Um, from downtown, you go like 2 blocks and you're at this massive network of trails. And it's just such a cool place. So we spent some time there riding. I rode with Bailey, my girlfriend, one day on some of the blues flow trails. Went back, did some of the blacks there myself. It was really, really a great place. So if you're thinking of a little road trip in the PNW, definitely check out Vancouver Island. It's very unique riding, very different than like Seattle, Washington.
and how is it
Uh, so
different? Was it steeper? Was it more techy? Was it?
it's rock, but it's not like the rock like in Squamish. It's not as grippy, but it was very rocky. Whereas here, you got just beautiful dirt. Like if you wipe out, chances are you're falling on some like nice soft moss or dirt pillow. Um, there it was a little rockier,
A lot of rocks.
but Yeah. And so we spent a week
Chunky.
there. We went to another trail system called Hammerfest, which is a little bit more cross country oriented. And that was really cool. My girlfriend loved it, and she's fairly new into mountain biking, but absolutely had a great time there. So again, riding for everyone in BC. It's not just all the scary Whistler bike park stuff.
Yeah.
Um, it's just a mountain bike destination for everyone.
Now, how did your girlfriend get it? Did you buy her a bike for Christmas one year and
Yeah,
kind
she
of
just got a bike about a year and a half ago. We got her a good little entry level bike, and
Rocky
she
Mountain?
loves it. She loves it from. Oh, she's got a Cannondale Habit.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So,
Okay.
and she
Canada.
really likes cross country trails, and like actually like covering distance and ground. So that's been, we've had a lot of weekend trips too, where we're doing big loops that are more cross country oriented
Uh,
versus, the the downhill stuff that you
well,
have
I've seen
here.
you've got videos of you guys doing some going
Yeah,
up and coming down.
yeah.
Mehdi
That
wants to know, have you been to Vashon Island with the ferry boat?
I have not. I've been there, but I haven't ridden there.
Oh, okay.
So I've heard good things. So
I don't know from Vashon. Is that how you say it?
yep,
Oh,
yep.
okay, cool.
Vashon.
I can read.
Yeah, it's a
So,
little island right off Seattle.
hold on, let me get to your page here. This is MTB Co-op. Okay, folks, if you want to go, I'm showing his webpage. If you're listening on a podcast format, we're on MTB Co-op. If you're not, I'm sure you are, but if you're not, get over there and subscribe and like. Where's this video I wanted to showcase? Because this is just I always got to pay the bills.
Sorry. Hey,
Uh,
they run ads even if you're not monetized now.
oh my gosh. So you don't have with me, you don't even have to worry about commercials. Um, this is what I fall in love with your videos right here. Where are we at here? Tiger Mountain.
Yep. Yep.
This,
Classic.
folks, look, you're riding with a buddy. See, gosh darn it, look at Cooper. Look at that face.
It's the hat. It's my signature
From
hat.
high above.
Yes.
And Kyle,
Look at him. What a fun. You're bringing me in just with that face. And and
Making me
you're
blush.
sponsored now.
This
Now.
was yeah. This is one that I'm actually excited about. Yeah, High Above. If you haven't heard about them, they're super cool. I actually didn't reach out to them or anything. I saw them at Evergreen Mountain Bike Fest. They had a little booth, and they're handmade hip packs here in Washington.
Uh,
Um, there's like 3 people in the company. They run the sewing machines, and it's just really cool, high quality hip packs that have fidlock buckles. So they're awesome. They have them on the waist, and then also to get into the pouch there.
there we go. High above hip sacks, hip packs. This isn't paid, but gosh
No,
darn it, you did your part already now for them. But and I did go on to their website after I saw this video because
yeah, they're
I've got the backpack, I've got the camel pack thing
yep.
because I need 3 liters of water out there.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
dying,
you're
brother.
You're a Florida man. You need the water.
To Florida man, don't lump me in with Florida man. But here's what gets me, folks. And if you're watching and not, look at this. Look at like you could do. Look at the trees coming. And I'm not here. I'll put some audio on. I know you're like, I don't want to watch me ride, Johnny. I came on to talk to you. I don't want to. The guy shreds, folks. Just let's be honest. He shreds. So that got me. But look how the trees are coming by. It's so beautiful. Am I
Yep,
wrong?
that's Washington State for you.
It looks like that scene in one of the Star Wars where they're going through the trees on that.
Yeah, on the cruiser.
It's so amazing. Everything I watch, and you say that this is what I want to move. And this is you,
I'm
10-year-old
not
you.
gatekeeping. You can come.
And you're like, oh, I rode Washington State before it was Washington State. Oh, let me get to where's a good one? Where's a good one? I gotta get these trees. It's so where is it? Where's the trees?
So this is something to bring up though too. A lot of the trail systems are on state managed land, and there is some logging that does happen. So like you just saw there, that was actually just logged this past fall. So it
Oh,
really
here.
impacted that top section of this trail. It used to be just like dense forest. So it is kind of a little eerie, but it's a huge industry out here, and I'm just glad that they at least allow us to have trails
Yeah.
in these areas. And what's interesting, like there's a trail system, Tokal, that's 15 miles from here. The whole east side of Tokal just got logged this spring, so like all the trails are gone, but it's going to allow them to rebuild brand new trails in the area. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword where it's like, oh, it's kind of ugly and you feel bad about it, but once
Well,
you go into the trees a little bit more, it gets beautiful.
where does it? This one got me. I got to tell you, this. I wanted to know how, and I got the mod for my lens now. Not that anybody wants to watch me ride, but just your set. I guess it's your settings too. And again, you riding. Where's the one? What's the one where you come up on a rock? A huge rock. It's like a wooden something up onto a rock, and you were like, "Not today. I'm riding by myself."
Oh,
Oh,
oh, that was Rosalind.
Rosalind.
Yep. It was like yeah, the Ride Roslyn. Right, the Rat Pack. Yep, right up above that one. Yeah,
This
it's
one.
yep.
This is
It's a
what I
weird
love.
feature. It's like a vertical ramp that, I mean, you're like 10 feet up. So like you're going straight up onto this big rock. So it's just very different than, any feature that I've seen, and I want to hit it. I'm just, you'll soon find out if you watch any of my videos. I'm kind of risk adverse, especially when I'm alone.
Yeah, see,
But
I
yeah,
ride alone, and it's so easy to just go, nope.
yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, it doesn't look that bad, right, on camera. But
Oh
as I
yeah,
walk
go,
up it,
bro.
and then you look down it, it's like, okay, it's a little hairy.
This is what I
Um,
appreciate about you with this is that a lot of people would cut that out just to make them look really good.
I'm like, that's pretty, like, it's steeper than you
Yeah.
think. But hey, yeah, some days you feel it, some days you don't, and why I don't need to cut it out because a lot of people riding that trail are probably going to be at the same ability level as me, or maybe they're newer into mountain biking. You want to give them a heads up on what's coming.
Truth. I love it. You're giving the truth. Um, so back again to BC. How was that? Were you we were talking earlier before it started. Um, there was some gnarly stuff out there. Were you prepared for it? Was there some moments of what I get myself into?
Yeah, yeah. Especially at the bike park. I was riding alone. I should have reached out on Instagram or something to see if anybody was in the area. I got to be better at that. It's just meeting up with people
Yeah.
or doing group rides. But I was alone. I got into some dicey situations, but luckily, really early on, I met up with a group and they were going down. It was called BC's Trail on Creekside, which there's some gnarly rock roll features on it. And they were kind of chipping away at it. And I was like, hey, this is my first time down it too. Can I join you guys? And we kind of sessioned every one of the features, and everybody slowly did it. And I actually learned how to ride rock rolls, which we don't have them here in
Yeah.
Seattle. Um, and they're just very tacky, and you hardly use your rear brake at all, which is a little different than what I would have thought. So I
Yeah.
had some people coaching me, which was pretty cool, where you're just feathering your front brake, and you can just crawl down these rock rolls. It's really cool to have that
Wow.
control.
And do you not do the back brake so you're not sliding out sideways
Yep,
or oh wow.
exactly. So you
I
kind of get
love
to a
it.
point where you're like, okay, I can let off all of it and just go, but you can just creep and crawl down the rock if you want, just touching the front brake.
Octodad, New Zealand is in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Marty
Marty,
Richards.
how's
Hey,
Horny?
you're in New Zealand. That is top of my list. So
There
we
you
were gonna
go.
go this year, but we didn't.
I think
So next year.
he said something about opening up an Airbnb. You can ride
Okay.
Rotorua.
There we go. That's on the list.
There
Okay,
was a
Octodad.
God
We'll be in
MT
touch.
Corey. There's a Corey MTB Corey. I can't remember. He went out there for a while. I was watching his videos.
Nice.
What sort of dirt is in BC? I'm thinking Hero.
Surprisingly more rock.
No dirt.
No, there's good dirt there too. I'd say, yeah, if you're looking for good dirt, come to Washington. The BC dirt, it's really nice. But yeah, it's really cool that they have just like granite and they shave it off like the top layer of moss, and then you have these nice little channels on the rock.
Yeah, I've seen what you watch your Remy or your Ollie
Yeah.
Lothorpe or whatever. You see
Like,
you see the moss everywhere, and then where they ride, it's completely.
yeah.
Did you ride any of those?
No. I want to get up to the Alice Lake Trail Network. That's kind of where all of Remy's trails are that you see. But I've heard like the barrier to entry is pretty tough. Like the first trail, if it scares you, get ready to get really scared then.
Oh wow, I wouldn't
Yeah,
have it. Yeah, it's just,
everything on camera just does not do it justice at all.
that's the thing. You're a GoPro guy.
Yep.
But see, I feel like the Insta360 shows a little bit more of the steepness.
Yeah, it is interesting. You see like different ways that people edit, right? And you can
Yeah.
get like very much a flat view of the trail, or you have like Ollie Lothorpe who has the more sucked in view that shows like the speed and steepness. Yeah, and actually some of my biggest hits on shorts have been like about the GoPro effect and me walking my bike. So people call me out as being a weenie, but whatever.
Well,
Some days you're not feeling it.
Horny is doing well. Rotorua is amazing. ATM at the moment. I think that's what that means.
Okay.
These kids and their abbreviations. This is
Yeah,
great.
I want to get to North Island and South Island.
Now, since you're a big YouTube celebrity now,
hey, no.
Family and friends, girlfriend, are they surprised? Are they happy for you? Do a lot of people even know that you're a YouTuber in your circle?
Yeah. A lot of my friends know, and they're super supportive. It's fun. Parents know. My girlfriend's dad. He's got a shirt. He wears it all the time. So he claims #1 fan, but because he always wears it. But yeah, it's fun. I got recognized for the first time at the Mountain Bike Fest, and I was like, whoa.
How did
It
it
was
happen?
funny because I brought my bike to the fest and I actually didn't ride it there once. It was like brand new bike, right? I rode it once before and I was like, I brought it intending to ride it, but there was free demo. So I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna demo a Forbidden Druid and an e-bike and a transition. So I just ended up doing that. So I checked my bike, and one of the guys checking it is on a high school team here. Because there's mountain bike high school teams in the Seattle area, which I think is just absolutely
that's
rad.
awesome.
Yeah, and he recognized me as I was handing in my bike. He's like, "You mountain bike co-op?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So that was kind of wild. But yeah, and then that led to an opportunity to get involved with coaching on that team, which I think would be really cool.
Shut the front door. You're gonna be
Yeah.
coaching?
I'm gonna try to start getting involved. Yeah, it's like one of the local schools here, and they don't meet like every day for practice, which is it's nice because I actually was a cross country coach at the local high school here for a season, and it was just a lot of commitment, right? Where I couldn't get out and ride my bike as much, so I didn't keep doing it. But if I could get out on a bike for a couple days with kids, advocating for the sport. I think that's just one of the coolest things that you could do. So I'm gonna start to pursue that.
So YouTube has opened up essentially a little door for you to
Yeah.
give back to the community.
Yep. Yeah. It's really cool. And like in that regard, it's really cool. But then also like our local trail nonprofit, they're just such a great group of people. And I get a couple volunteer days a year for work. So what I'm doing. I'm going to build trails with the team. And some of the trail builders are just fantastic people. And it's cool to get a relationship with them as well, where we're working on brand new trails that aren't open yet. I get a little sneak peek of them and get to film and say, hey, if you want to ride these two, come volunteer time. So then you can, get a chance to ride them early. So it's cool. Yeah. It's opened a lot of doors that I wouldn't have expected. And, um, I want to keep pursuing it and see where it goes. I by no means want to be full-time content creator, even though that'd be awesome. But
Oh, really?
um, yeah, I just love it for like the hobby and like challenging myself writing, but then also the editing. That's just like such a fun thing to get sucked into.
Do
Big
it for a
fan.
living, buddy. Horrible. I hate that's the one thing is you don't see a lot of long form content from me is I don't want to sit in front of I do this for a living. I don't want to come home and do it. Uh,
Yeah.
Marty would like to know what you were riding. He was late to the game.
Yeah, and I actually don't have a video up on it yet, but Marty, I'm riding the 2023 Rocky Mountain Altitude. So not the current generation, the previous one, which is a little bit more like trail bikey, not as full blown enduro.
Oh, okay. Zach is in the house, man. Sorry, you know what, Zach? You're never late, brother. Whenever you're here, you're on time. Kazozeki still in the house. What's up, Zach? Yeah, Tumor Warrior.
Yeah, it's a
Attitude,
good bike. I'm a
attitude.
big fan. One thing about the Altitude, I gotta preach it. It's so simple. It's just a very simple suspension design. You're not gonna get rocks and bits stuck in the linkage, which I've had happen before, and that just
Wow,
like that hurts your heart. It's simple, it's efficient, it's great. Big fan.
big fan. Well, Zach, thanks for bringing that in. Zach's a good kid. I don't know if you follow I don't know if you follow any of these guys, but make a list. All good
Yeah.
people. So, oh god, the train derails all the time. I'm on pills, man. I'm on medication. You think it would get better? So YouTubing. Let's go back to your YouTube page.
Yeah.
When you when did this when did you start getting, and I don't know how to ask this question for everybody, it's a little bit different for everybody. Was it when you were monetized, when you were like, oh, this is good? Or did you start seeing what you're putting out personally and go, I think I'm going to keep doing this? Like, I'm sure your first video is GoPro Hero 8. Were you like, okay, this is it. This is what I want to do. Like, I don't know what
Yeah.
it is for somebody. Like, it took me a minute before I almost got out of the game, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I almost got out
Interesting.
because it wasn't hitting hard enough for me yet.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you go like back at the very start, I got traction actually right away, which was kind of like, whoa. Like my first video had like 4,000 views. My second one had 57,000. My third had 52. And I was like, what the heck? This is supposed to be
Yeah.
hard.
Oh, we're looking at that
Um,
right now. Look at that.
so yeah, like the Trek checkpoint video, that just really was what blew up. And I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. And that's a gravel video. It's not even mountain bike, but um,
Second video got 57,000 views. I don't even want to talk to you anymore.
it was weird. Granted, I totally was like just mimicking what other people were doing, right? You try to emulate like the people that are doing it great. Like, oh, it was Lone Ranger. He had a GoPro review. Chances are I kind of used his as inspiration. So, and I don't think there's anything like wrong with that too. If you just
No,
want to create something, go out and do it. Find inspiration in other people's work, and just start.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've actually, I was talking to Colorado kid once, on another podcast, and he was talking. He was just like, because I told him I was going to there was a video idea that I had, and then he already put one out similar to that, and I go, I don't want to look like a copycat, Cooper the copycat.
Got to start
Dude,
somewhere.
he goes, no, if you've got the same idea, we all have same sort of ideas. Do
Yep.
yours and do it the same. Nobody's going to sit back and go, well, Colorado kid did it first.
Yeah.
So now in my head, I'm always like, okay, I've got all these ideas. I don't care. I'm going to start. I swear I've got a list, but I'm going to start doing that. So, but this leads me, I'm babbling. God, I'm babbling a lot today. I apologize. I'm just nervous with that face in front of me. It's just, I'm just getting
You get me smiling, Johnny. My cheeks hurt.
Who were some of when you first started this, when you said you were watching a lot, who were some of your inspirations with the YouTubes?
Ooh, definitely like the North Shore, Vancouver guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like Dale Stone, Dangerous Dave.
Yeah.
Their riding level is just like next level.
It's different.
But
It's
really
like human.
Yeah, it's cool. But like really what I just wanted to do is like focus on high quality video. And that's what I've tried to perfect over the years is like, how can I make it look as good as possible? Um, and so like Lone Ranger was one that I just like watched a ton of his stuff.
Wow.
And he was like super open to and transparent about his settings. What was he doing for the setup? And that really helped me start to discover like, okay. And then you start to tinker and then you do some post-production, and you start to figure it out. But yeah, definitely the North Shore guys from like a POV standpoint, beautiful, beautiful content. And then Lone Ranger from like a camera perspective.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You didn't have like your see, I got caught up with the BKXC, Brian.
Yep.
And the single track, like your staples. Like if you just type in mountain biking on YouTube, you get Seth, Brian, and skills with Phil, and so, and you're saying Pilgrim. He's next level. I don't know if you watch him.
Yeah, he's funny.
That's what got me with him. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Timber Warrior says
do the jump.
Just neutral for now, so I can get acclimated.
Yep.
To it for race season. Oh, Zach,
yeah,
you're gonna race.
That's sweet. I'm in chip or ride the third position. I haven't changed anything. I just kind of a set it and forget it guy. But I want to do the longer chain stays. I've been in the shorter position, so I think I'm gonna swap over the longer one to see how it feels.
Lone Ranger, stand up to the jump videos gold. I gotta watch him, I guess.
Yeah, he's good stuff.
I've got to watch. Like I gotta be honest, I don't know if I know who he is.
I will say, this is not shade at Lone Ranger.
Oh,
and a lot of companies or people that are using Insta360 now, I feel like their channels have changed a little bit because they're sponsored, right? They have to fall into line a little bit. So I think, like Van Can, for example, his stuff has changed a little bit. And I personally like the look and feel of GoPro, and Insta360 is probably like hates to hear that they just sent me 2 cameras, but I'm excited to try them out. We'll see how they look and feel. But yeah, I don't want to get like sponsored and have to change my whole process of what I'm doing, just to make money. Like I don't want to, sell out for that. But
Jeff Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, is in the house. What's up, everyone? Hey, man, thanks for hopping on, brother. He's on one of my podcasts. Great kid. Ari Rider. They're a little off. No, I'm kidding. And
funny enough, I've been in touch with Ari for like the last year, and haven't quite me pulled the trigger on working with them because I like to try like bikes, right? But I'm definitely intrigued. I actually want to try the Delano Peak. They're the like the mid travel or just trail bike.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can get into some trouble out here.
Well, you should have watched Biker B1's podcast tonight because he had
Yep.
Ari on. But you're stuck here with me. Hey, I rode a Fazari wire peak out in Bentonville.
Yeah.
Um,
I remember your video on it.
Fun video. I did not make it honest enough in the fact that where I rented it from, and they're probably not watching. Great place to rent bikes. The back tire, when I pulled it out, I just grabbed it. I was like, oh, bike. And I put it in the car. And then the next day I went to go riding and I pulled it out. The back tire was as bald as all get out. And the rear
Yeah,
brake
I remember you saying that. Like,
was
this
to
could
the
use a little
so
love.
I was going down. I was so scared. Oh God, I was so scared. Just ordered. Here's a good point of conversation here. Just ordered the GoPro 13. What are you're doing the GoPro 12 right now?
Yep. Rocking the 12.
I have the
Doing
11.
good.
There's only so many GoPros I can buy in a lifetime. I don't know where mine is. But do we need to buy one every year?
Hey, I was rocking the 8 for majority of my YouTube stuff. I got the 12 right when it came out last year, but granted, that's kind of when my channel went up, but
Yeah.
can't correlate it. But yeah, it is fantastic. But I would say if you have like a 9 and up, you're gonna get beautiful content.
I still have a Hero 2, a Hero
That's
4,
cool.
and 11. I'm keeping the 11 because I don't make a lot of riding videos. Again, nobody wants to see this ride. But they I don't know if somebody put out a video. I think it was somebody put out a video today or yesterday when they came out. It's just like there's not much has changed except you got more lens options.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you know what's weird to me? There was not a single YouTuber that reviewed it from mountain biking standpoint.
Oh, really?
I have not been able to find one yet. And I
Oh,
think
well,
that's like, I wonder why they're not supplying it to people, right? That's where I think Insta360 is doing such a good job. And, you know, DJI is like, they're providing cameras for people and people are actually liking them. I think GoPro isn't, you know, maybe their standards are higher, right? And you got to
yeah,
be like, you know, Remy and have 800,000
yeah,
subscribers to work with them. But yeah, look up. There's not a single mountain biker that has it yet, which
yeah.
I
I
think
would
is
think
interesting.
like I know from watching other videos from other people when the 12 came out, there were like your Heather Munives or your
Yep.
MTB Allens and stuff like that. They all did the comparison and they got the new ones. And I don't want to overspeak. I think those two got those, but yeah, that's interesting that they're not like here.
Yeah, I keep looking at
Showcase
my
them.
subscription feed too. I'm like, am I going to see anything? I
Yeah.
want to know how it is for mountain biking. But yeah, not yet. Well, time will tell.
Jeff Jackson wants to let you know that the Delano is the best all-around bike from Ari. Oh, so and he's coming from the GoPro 10, so he's upgrading. Mo Awesome. Oh, coming soon. Mo Awesome has the one. Now you bring up an interesting point. You bring up an interesting point about sponsorships. You don't want to change how you do stuff just because someone gave you something. It's almost like
Yeah.
payola. Like I gave you
Yeah.
this. That's
It's a weird thing. Like I got really excited, right? When you first start getting sponsorships and I say yes to everything. It's like, yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. That sounds great. Again, now I'm getting a little bit more selective, which is fun. To like, what do I truly like value as a product and want to spend my time reviewing? Um, but yeah, I just like my workflow right now. It's
yeah.
working for me. Like I know how I edit videos. I know my process. It works great. now if I have to throw in like, oh, a 360 file, I got to frame it and try
Yeah.
something all new. So we'll see. But yeah, I feel like I've mastered my workflow. Obviously, there's always room for improvement, but I'm liking where I'm at.
You like where you're at. You're even keeled. This is where I want to be right here. I don't want
Yep.
to start drowning.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm
but like,
not sponsored by anyone, but I'll definitely, let people know about products that I really like,
yeah,
of course. But again, I've always felt, you want to sponsor me, go ahead. If anybody's out there wants to, but I mean, the products are here,
heck yeah.
not
What's your
sponsored.
What's your favorite mountain bike product?
Mother, see, that's where you got me. No, I really love this. This is a new, because
Ellie?
I've got so much. The Pelly Bike Care is
Nice.
one of the most simple cleaning things right there. But I mean, you got the Tinkering Cyclist. I've got bottle openers from him. I've got so much crap. Really great bottle opener. I get people send me stuff, but
Nice.
I don't have to, you know what I mean? I don't have to throw it out there. There are
Yep.
people I've had on that I've promoted their stuff, but I've always said I don't know if I could do a sponsor, even if they asked me.
Yeah.
I
And
did
like,
ask, or someone did want to send me some stuff to review, and it was bike related. It wasn't really something that you would use on a mountain bike. And I don't want to throw it out there. Let's just say it was a radio that you put on your handlebars. And I just said, I apologize. I think what you're doing is great, but it's not really for,
yep. Yeah.
who's putting a radio on their bike? I don't
I will
know.
say I have gotten some cool stuff. Um,
I've gotten all kinds of great stuff.
yeah, you get some cool stuff though.
Well, now, what are some things that have been thrown at you other than 360? You got some cool stuff.
So yeah, so
Here,
probably the most like useful thing is Feedback Sports. And I got to do a video for them, so it's a good reminder. But it was like no strings attached. They're like, hey, take this. You don't need to do anything. But they sent me a toolkit, like with really nice tools. I'm trying to become, an at-home mechanic,
yeah,
tinker or break my bike till I have to bring it in, or tinker until I have to bring it in. So I got a tool set for them, and I got a really nice bike stand from them. So it's like practical things that I needed as a mountain biker. So that was really cool. Probably something that just happened this week is somebody from this company, Cole, they're like, hey, I see you wear our hats a lot. Can I send you a care package? I'm like,
wow.
what? You must be really watching or paying attention to detail. But yeah, and then like my GoPro 12, I got like 40% off. So it's just like small little perks or like things you're gonna buy anyways. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, this is kind of cool.
that is kind of cool. I'm now thinking about something and I don't know what it is. And I reached out to my friend Mike Mitchell, Run Bike Mike. I forget what product it was. And they wanted me to review it. And I reached out, I said, when do you like have, it was a contractual thing.
Hmm.
God,
Dang.
what was that? I got to look back on our chats with Mike, but he was just like, "I- I'll only sign a contract over a certain price, a certain amount of money the product is." I think that's what
Dang.
he said. He was like, don't sign anything on something
Yeah.
small. If you're going to send me
Yeah.
something small, don't worry about it. Hold on one second here. Now, the Fox helmet is my favorite mountain bike product. If you want to talk about products, I think one of my favorites on my bike are my Rev grips.
Hmm. Okay.
I don't know if you've ever tried them.
No, I've
They
heard good
actually have
things.
like little bushings in them, and
Really?
it's like suspension for your hands, so you don't get a lot of forearm and wrist fatigue.
Huh.
It's very
Interesting.
weird, but it's really good.
I've actually that's something that happens a lot with me, and I've started to rotate my brakes a little bit more parallel, and that's actually helped me a lot. Just something that's worked for me.
Let's go to the videotape. Let's see where his hands are. Look,
Oh
good
no.
gosh, hold on. Hold on. Where are you at? It's
Uh-oh.
just, where's the one that you're riding with your girlfriend? It was beautiful. One of your favorite.
Oh, Sun Mountain, that's a good one. That's a pretty one.
See, I don't
That I
like this.
rode with
I've
her.
watched a lot of these. They don't show them. I think they're from you. They don't show on your phone. Because I don't know what you, is this the one?
That's a good one. Like
No, there's
up on a
one where
ridge
you're,
line.
oh, is that the ridge line? No, because I watched this one.
Or you're
No.
probably thinking
Where am I thinking?
Xanadu. A little bit.
Xanadu?
Yeah, a little
Who
bit further
names these?
down.
Who sits back and throws
The
in like
Leavenworth ski hill though was unbelievable.
this one?
That's
This is the one.
unbelievable. It's
Is this the one we're talking about?
yep. The second half of the video is on a trail called Rosie Boa, and it's so cool. If you're ever in Washington, like the east side is
This right
wonderful
here.
riding. And
Look
look at you're like looking over the town, all the
I'm like, look
flowers
at
are
the
out.
right over there. It's so beautiful.
You got ponderosa pines. It's just such an amazing experience.
Yeah,
And
and
the
you're
coolest
talking,
part is it funnels you out at the ski hill. So there's a little ski hill here, and they got little campfires. They got beer, and it's quiet and it's just relaxing. Uh, really, really beautiful spot.
but I mean, come on, are you kidding me with this? Like you just ride in some of the most beautiful, scenic, the wood. Look at the flowers and the trees. I've got
Yeah.
coral rock and sand and humidity. What's the temperature like there right now?
Today's a hot day. It was 90 today.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna let you slide. Look, it even looks like
Yeah.
I know you're climbing, but you're probably taking a moment. You're probably taking a moment there just to enjoy the appreciation station right there.
Honestly, you have to out here. Is like sometimes it's all about like, oh, I got to get a continuously nice shot or a full run. But yeah, just stop and enjoy it. Because
Yeah,
it's
that's
it's beautiful. That's why I love it too. Is like I like being outside. I love exercising. I love a really good physical workout, and this just fits the bill for me.
man.
Like look at those turns too. It's
Oh,
just
yeah, let's add it back. Look, I mean,
it's
seriously, like everywhere and I don't know. You probably poo poo yourself like every other rider, but damn it, you're good. I've watched you on some techie steep stuff, man, and it's sick. The stuff you do. Oh, hold on, I'm moving this stuff around. Hold on. Where's some techie?
and Jeff, I'm a little ways from Richland, but that's on the east side. And I want to get over there and ride more because I had a great trip in Leavenworth this year. So I want to go to like Wenatchee. I want to get up to Winthrop and ride up there more. Richland Center looks cool. I know Lane Van Ogle just did a big video series over there with the town. So a lot of great spots to ride. Pretty fortunate in that regard.
Yeah. How close is your closest trail?
I can leave my house and get on a trail. So I could ride here from here to Grand Ridge, which it'd be about a 2.5 mile ride to the trail.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. And like we were talking about COVID earlier with I don't even know if we were on the chat during that time, but you guys just have trails. You can just ride to it any day of the week. And is there a closing time?
No,
Yeah.
I actually they do shut the gates at some places at dusk, but they're normally pretty lenient.
All our trails are closed at like 6:30. I
Wow.
can only ride on the weekends. It's yeah, they're owned by the county and the city.
Hmm.
MTB Farrell's Ed and Cindy are in the house. You're bringing them in, brother. You're
The
bringing them in.
Farrells. Yeah, I just watched your session with them.
Aren't they adorable?
Yeah, you guys are like goals for me. 100%. I love that you are riding, and the community too that you have in California, super cool.
You got to get out there. Have you traveled a lot from mountain biking?
No, no, I don't. It's something I want to do. Like my birthday every year is during Sedona Mountain Bike Fest, so I want to get to that at some point for a birthday trip. And yeah, I want to get to California. I think it's cool to have like this network and community to link up with people.
Yeah.
I was so close to linking up with Jordan Chaplin on Vancouver Island, and he's got like 150,000
Wow.
followers on Instagram. So he's like big, but it was cool. He was like making time to like, yeah, let's link up. Let's go for a ride.
Oh,
So I want to do that more and reach out to, I actually reached out to JT. I was back home in Wisconsin and was pretty close to him. I'm like, we should make this work.
oh,
Let's get out there.
I'm dying
Um,
to get up with him. That's what I
yeah,
like about
Wisconsin's great.
this. Like if I go to Washington,
Oh yeah. Hit me up
I'll call
anytime.
you and say, where are the green trails? Let's
Yeah,
go.
we'll go.
Here's some blue. I'm not riding half the stuff you're riding, but I mean, I can. I'll just do it a lot slower. That's a funny thing. I can do this stuff. I'm just do it really slow, not
Hey,
fast.
we're
Very
all
careful.
out there. That's all that matters.
Um, and that's what brings me to this community, man. I'm telling you, we were talking about this earlier. It's so amazing. Like I didn't think I would ever be a part of something where I'm just like I can go to Washington now. I can go to Wisconsin. I go out to LA the last couple of years. I went to Bentonville. Like I was just a hobbyist mountain biker. Now I'm actually, I guess I'm a mountain biker.
Heck yeah.
It's funny. It was just like I just like doing. I love mountain biking. It's a great way to and just leave it all.
Yeah. That's
Mountain biking. I miss.
surprisingly like the camera too. You think it's going to take away from your ride, but I just press one button and it's just shut everything off. It's
GoPro,
fantastic.
start recording. That's the best thing they ever came up with. You don't even have to touch a button.
I'm a quick capture guy. That's where you just press the button, turn on, turn off, shuts the camera off.
Now, what is, your father did this for many, many years and still doing that. And he was a racer, you said. He raced and
Yep.
he was big in it. But for you, what does mountain biking mean for you? And what does it do for you?
Ooh. So that's a deep question, Johnny.
Dig deep.
It's definitely an escape from, the day to day. Like I think we manufacture stress and anxiety quite a bit in work. Like my work, it's not the most important thing in the world. Like it's software, it doesn't really need to be that complicated. So mountain biking for me is like escaping, being outside. And again, the fitness. I love big days on the bike. Um, this spring, my buddy and I we cracked 5,000 feet elevation, and that
Wow.
was like a awesome day on the bike. So for me, it's just getting out. It's exercise and challenging myself and just being in nature. It's so hard to beat. It's like a
Okay.
perfect trifecta
Yeah.
of everything. So favorite activity, hands down.
I think I love it just because it mentally you can't think about anything else.
Yep.
And it's being out in nature. I know my wife doesn't ride, and I'm trying to get her to do it.
Yeah.
But we love kayaking. We go out to Jackson Hole. We kayak. We hike. We kayak here. We boat. We love the outdoors. We spend too much time in these walls,
Yep.
and it gets you. Marty's asking questions. Does Cooper know about Z-Road bikes with the belt drive? I don't know what a Z-Road is.
Yeah, I do. They're pretty sweet. I was actually looking at them. Granted, I can't spend a ton of money on a bike, but they're beautiful. And I think the gearbox is pretty cool. I would prefer a gearbox over electronic shifting.
I don't. What is a Z-Road? I don't even know. Hold on.
They're
Z-Road
from New
bike.
Zealand, I believe.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice.
Could be wrong.
I can't pop it up, but I guess I could pop. No, I can't pop it up. It's a different window. Wow, that's a nice looking bike, actually. Holy
Oh,
cow! I'm gonna have to look into this, Marty. Those are really nice bikes. I'm looking at them on my own. I can't. I'm sorry, I couldn't pop them up. I'm not very good at this. Anywho, I've taken up so much of your time, and I hope you've had a good time. I know I've had a blast.
Yeah, no, this was great. Sorry if I talk too much too.
You
I'm
saved
excited
my
to.
ass. My electricity went out, dude.
Hey,
That
we
was
made it
probably
happen.
10 minutes of you just babbling. You're like, did he have to go to the bathroom or something? I love your green screen. It makes some of your teeth disappear.
I know. I lost a couple in an accident.
Best bike I've ever. Z-Roads are sick. I want to try one.
Yeah,
They
got to
got
bring them to
the
America.
Rotorua bike gearbox, no chain. Best bike he's ever tried. Huh. I got to look at that. I've never heard of that. Interesting. I'm learning a lot tonight. I love this.
Yeah, it was a good chat, Johnny.
What can and I appreciate you, man. I love your stuff, and then to find out that you've actually watched my stuff. It's one of those back and forths. Like I really appreciate that.
No, when I'm cleaning, I like the house or doing dishes or something, I throw it on and pop in my earbuds and just listen. Same with like JT's live stream last night or Colorado Kids. It's fun to just pop it in the background, say hi in the chat.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's a talent right there. JT and his buddy, or Colorado Kid, can go on and just talk for over an hour
With nobody, just going off the chat.
I have trouble opening this.
I was struggling there. I was like, okay, what do we talk about?
Somebody, where did Johnny go? I hope it's still. It was funny because when I clicked it back on, it said, live. I was like, oh, okay, I'm still live. It just dropped me out and kept you going.
Yeah.
Cooper is amazing. He's got great teeth. Marty, you're a good
Marty.
man.
Thank you, Marty.
What can we expect from Mr. Cooper in the near future?
So I'm sitting on a lot of footage of the BC trip. I just got to find some time. Work's been busy. So I've been sitting at my computer a lot, not having a lot of free time for editing, but got a lot of BC footage coming, like 7-8 days of riding. So it should be good. I'm going to do big videos for each one, break it up into some shorts and reels as well. But that's what's coming down the pike, at least for the foreseeable future. But also, I would like to travel somewhere else at some point. I'm going to Hawaii in November.
Where?
Big Island and Maui. So
Okay.
maybe I'll try to sneak something in there as well.
I've been to the Big Island. How many years ago was that? 7? God, it was forever ago.
Any recommendations?
Any
Not
more
mountain bike
recommendations?
relating, but anything.
We went to a volcano there. That's cool.
Okay. Mauna Loa, yeah.
Yeah, go to Mauna
I wanna
Loa.
go there.
Or did we go to that one? Honey's, I don't. Is she watching? I can't hear. We went to Kauai after that. That was a really
Ooh.
beautiful. Anywhere you
Something
go in Hawaii, forget about it. It's amazing. Come to New Zealand.
Yeah, Marty, seriously, we were so close to pulling the trigger to going. Definitely would do that because we want to do some of the big, great treks there too. So that's on the list. And then I think the Old Ghost Road, I want to ride on a bike. So
my wife says I meant to take you to Mauna Kea, but we took Mauna Loa. Whatever. There's a couple.
I'm going.
You know what's funny about the Big Island? And I don't know if you've never been.
No.
It's when you rent your car wherever you're going. I was thinking, palm tree. I'm used to it anyway. Palm trees and beaches and blah blah blah. And you're driving, and it looks like Mars or lunar, whatever. It looks like another planet because it's all lava, hardened lava, as far as you can see. It's really interesting.
Huh. Yeah, it'll be different. Yeah, it's coming up in November. We just have our flights booked. We have nothing planned. So it's like probably time to start going on that.
Oh, do you have a hotel or anything? Where did
Not
we
yet.
stay, honey? Stayed at a really great resort. Just anywhere you go in Hawaii. That's like my, what do you call those things? Powerball dream.
Oh
It's to move
yeah.
to Hawaii.
Hit the jackpot, man.
Yeah, it's expensive as hell. So I don't know. I can never afford it now, but
Washington's expensive as hell too. I would love to buy here, but it's tough.
come to Miami. Come to
Yeah,
Miami.
there we go.
It's the highest real estate in the country. It's obnoxious. Anywho,
Oh, Marty's
Hawaii is
pushing it.
halfway to New
I like
Zealand. He's really pushing it.
Yeah.
Marty, do
Yeah,
you
Marty,
have
what
that Airbnb set up at your farm yet? That's
yeah,
great. Marty's a
we should
great guy.
definitely link up I'll reach out 100%, Marty, if I come out and we'll
Reach
link
out,
up for a ride.
reach out to him. Brother. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I know I've taken up an hour and 40. Well, let's say an hour and 30. I was down for like 10. Now is the portion of I just reading. Sorry, I was reading and looking. Rapid fire questions. Can you do this?
Yeah, shoot away.
I love doing a little rapid fire. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. One, if you wrote a book about yourself, what would the title be? I'm awesome and I have great teeth. There you
Oh
go.
my gosh, probably Midwest runner.
Oh, you going running and not mountain biking.
Yep.
Oh, he's
That
just
was huge part of my persona for so long.
that's
But
yeah, it's part of you. It's in you.
yep.
Okay. Favorite place to ride? Favorite trail, favorite place.
I'm gonna say Leavenworth, Washington. Just so
Leavenworth.
different. That's where that Ridgeline Trail, Rosie Boa,
Oh,
beautiful.
so beautiful. Favorite movie quote? A go-to, something you can right off the top of your head.
Pretty Bird from Dumb and Dumber. I don't know why that just hit
Pretty
me.
bird. No, mine's always, do you want to do karate in the garage? Of
Yep.
course. Yeah. Anything from Step Brothers cracks me.
Yeah.
Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Brat.
Okay, he's going brat. Raising
The
children.
Wisconsin in me.
My wife says, so you're saying there's a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance. That should have been it.
There you go. You're
Yeah.
Who's your hero?
That's a tough one. I'm probably gonna say,
I'm ready for it.
oh man. I have a lot of great people in my life. I really do. I've had wonderful family. But probably my grandpa. One of my grandpas, he just had a pretty tough upbringing. Like dumped onto the side of the road as a kid, orphaned,
Wow.
joined the service, and he's did everything for his family, and you can just really tell. Probably him.
Wow. Boy, you hit hard on that one. Ooh. Favorite band?
Ooh, right now I'm really liking. I'm really liking some like 90s punk, but I'm gonna say Future Birds for current band.
I don't know, from Future Birds. You got making me writing stuff down left and right tonight.
They're from Athens, Georgia.
There's Future Bird. A lot of great bands from Athens. REM.
Yeah.
Octodad likes Daft Punk.
Daft Punk. There we go.
One toy you wish you still had from your childhood.
Oh, my first bike was a Chopper Stingray, and it was green.
Oh, you had a Schwinn
cool.
Stingray.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Oh, that would be worth so much right now.
It was like a LA Choppers Stingray.
Yeah. I had a Firecat, a Murray Firecat chopper. It was huge with a banana seat. You got to Google it. It's so amazing. If you could have one superpower, fly, strength, invisibility.
Probably. Oh
Jump
gosh.
really
Unlimited fitness.
Ooh.
Or maybe not sleeping, not having to sleep and still having the energy. Because that'd be fun. You could just keep going, right?
Somebody hold him. Keep going.
I
You're
like
killing me
sleep.
on that one. I love a nap.
Sleep's good. I'm
Sleep.
enjoying it more as I get older.
Oh, you will, brother. Trust me. A guilty pleasure TV show.
Ooh.
Oh, if it's Bachelor, I'm gonna come through that screen.
I was gonna say that. I've watched enough seasons before. Probably get that for guilty pleasure, but I love a good like Modern Family all the time. That's whenever I just turn that on. It's a good one.
Honey, when we go to Washington, you can watch The Bachelor with him. I'll go riding with his wife.
Hey, Golden Bachelor was actually pretty heartwarming.
You don't watch the What Happens Live, do you, too?
I have in the past. I've been out of it for a while though.
Okay. No, we were watching Bachelorette last night, and I'm just sitting there on my phone.
Yeah,
I can't.
That's normally what I do too. And then
There you go.
I get the why aren't you paying attention? It's like
If you could have unlimited, well, you've already answered this. If you could have unlimited of something, what would it be?
time off.
Unlimited time, just retire.
Yeah.
That kind of.
I think that would be fantastic. I think I would stay busy enough. I like reading. I like cooking. I like biking. Can make videos.
Okay, and this could be another podcast. I'm now. They're coming back. There's so many more questions. But you said you like to read. This isn't rapid fire question. This is just for me because I listen to audibles when I'm in the car a lot, and I'm getting burned out on this one book. It has like 10. It's a series of 10, and I'm on 3, and I'm already starting to get burned out. So
Okay.
recommendations.
Okay, I'm opening up what I've read recently. Right now, I'm actually reading a book. It's long. It's like 800 pages, but it's a Stephen King book. It's my first Stephen King book. It's called 11/22/63, and it's
It's a movie
awesome.
too. It's a
Yeah,
movie with James Franco.
Franco. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Don't watch it until you finish the book.
Yeah, I'm like, it's a page turner, so I'm really enjoying that.
I'm a huge Stephen King fan, so I've pretty much read everything.
Have you read that one?
Yeah, or
Okay.
listened to it.
Yeah, I'm liking it as of right now. Another good one. Sometimes I like more of like economics or like more memoirs. Yeah, oh, he's not writing that one down.
You said economics.
A good one was or memoirs. I really like Shoe Dog, the Phil Knight story about Nike. That was just pretty wild on how Nike got started and how it's actually survived.
Oh, interesting.
Crazy. Also, Under the Banner of Heaven, John Krakauer. That was a pretty interesting book. It was about Mormonism and like extremism and a murder that happened in Salt Lake. So if you've heard of
Wow.
like Into Thin Air, he does like real memoirs and writings. That was a good one too.
Oh, okay. Into Thin Air. That's the Mount Everest one.
Yep.
I think my wife read that one.
Yep. That's a good one.
Well, there you go. Oh, $1.48, man. Holy cow. You held on. Congratulations.
Hey, let's do it again.
Koozie.
I want to interview you.
What you got questions for me?
Well, yeah. Where do you see this going? What's the goal for you? Just interview as many people as possible?
Yeah, I'll just keep going. This is a hobby. This is a passion project.
Nice.
I love looking at different people's content and seeing the little changes or different little intricacies, if you will. Everyone, like you have POV, nothing new, but there's something about you that got me into liking your content. There's and you don't have to be an incredible content creator or even a YouTuber for me to like you. I just want to interview people. I just want to meet people.
Yeah.
I want other people in here, Octodad, to find Coop or
Cool. It's
or
across the
Trevor,
world.
Jeff Jackson. I know. It's just, and I said it earlier. You shouldn't ask me questions because I go on tangents. I told you I thought about quitting earlier on, and my buddy Mark from the segment was like, "Why?" And I said, "Dude, I'm getting no views. I'm not getting subs. I had like maybe 80 or 90 subs after like a year, and I was grinding and grinding and grinding." And he's just like, "Dude, just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
Sure.
do it. It doesn't matter if you're getting views or whatever, as long as you're getting something out of it."
Yeah, for
So
sure. And I think, yeah, like you said, the relationships that you're building and like the connections across different places. You have friends in everywhere now. That's a pretty cool thing.
yeah, it's pretty neat to do what I do. And I didn't realize that in the beginning, and he just kept, and again, it's a passion project. As long as I'm having fun, it's all good. I do want super chats.
Do it. You're getting there.
Again, this is just fun, and I get to meet great people like you. That's like my job. People ask me about doing my job. They're like, "Oh, you have an interesting job doing what I do." We do a legal segment. I don't do car accidents or the murder stuff side of news. I do a legal segment, and I did one today. And they're like, "Oh, this must be neat to do." And I go, "I get to meet people like you." And I told him that. I said, "That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me doing. I get to meet people." It's so weird.
It's a good
So,
reminder.
do stuff for the love. Yes, Marty. I got to meet Marty. That's why
I want to meet Marty in
I
person.
got to meet MTB Cooper, MT Co-op.
And we'll definitely link up at some time for sure. If you're ever out here or Sedona,
Yeah,
Bentonville,
I
those
want to
are
get
on my
out
list.
there one day.
So it's on my list. But you always have a place here for sure. We have an air mattress. I don't know if you like air mattress.
I'll get the hotel down the street. I don't want to mess you and your girlfriend up. Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank
Holy
you.
cow.
Yeah, this is sweet. This is a good
What a pleasure.
way to
Did your
spend some
mom
time.
watch?
I don't know. I'm sending it to her right after though.
I was going to say I love that thing. Like, "Ooh, look, Mom, I'm on a podcast," on your little repost.
Yeah.
That was great. I did not write anything. I haven't had time to write anything in the description below. Life and work has just been, and I had family in this past week.
Oh yeah.
Everything has been crazy, but I will write something in tomorrow. His links will be down here. And you like and subscribe. You know what to do, folks. Go on to Spotify. Give me some of those. Look at
Give Johnny a hand.
Give you a hand, man. Thank you so much. Thank you guys in the comments section tonight. I really appreciate it. I know we've got all these competing podcasts tonight, so I appreciate you coming on and hanging out. So Cooper, thank you. Folks, like and subscribe. And if you can, Marty, go get your bike dirty.